Hello everyone, welcome back to the kitchen table. A little unplanned video. Excuse me, I just finished. This was just a little something to settle my nerves. So cheers. So I posted the other day back from the archives a video of my first ever flight with Division here, and how I stuffed it into a tree because I was basically acting a bit like an idiot and had kind of completely failed to take into account the wind and the inertia and all the other things that come from flying tiny indoor quads going out to a big boys one. And you know, I had some comments about it wasn't too bad, and it fell down about 40 feet. It fell down during the night, and it was fine. It was great. Well, I've just been I've been out today testing some things that I can't talk about at the moment, but I was testing some things, and my aircraft got stuck in a tree again. Only this time it was about 80 foot at the top of one, and I was standing underneath forlornly. I could hear it whizzing. It must have been snagged by the legs. But it was still upright. I was getting a full sort of telemetry readout, but nothing. And I was a fair way away, actually, about 1,400 feet away, and just one of those things. I'll explain how I think it happened in a minute. So I sort of went all the way around a footpath at the back of a field, and it was it's not in the middle of nowhere, but it was right in between sort of two fields, so there was no real access for any equipment or anything. And it was definitely up the top of a very tall, I think they were beech trees, might have even been something else, might have been birch, but anyway, they were tall trees, which it should have cleared. And I could hear it with full power, trying to sort of, as it was being buffeted, and I was forlornly giving up hope. I couldn't even see it, just to hear it far up in the tree. And then we started to get some gust. It started to get a bit gusty, and it was either thermally or it was just because the winds picked up as the day heats up. And I'd sort of been under this tree for a good sort of 10 minutes, sort of feeling sorry for myself, when all of a sudden the whirring noise started to hit leaves, and you could see on the prop, the green staining, had a bit of a shredding thing going on. And I thought, well, maybe it's on the way down, and it's covered itself in leaf juice. I don't know if you can see here, but yeah. But basically, all of a sudden there was a sudden sort of crunch and a crash, and this thing fell nearly 100 feet, 90 feet through the tree and landed in a pile of nettles at the base of it, about 4 feet from where I was standing. Unfortunately, behind a barbed wire fence, so I have kind of got some cuts and grazes and a few stings. But the reason for the video wasn't to say I tempted fate and I stuffed it into a tree 2 days after I posted my last stuffed up a tree. It was to say, can you believe that nothing is broken? The Rotorpixel gimbal is completely unscathed. It works absolutely fine. In fact, while I was walking back to the car, I still had it powered it back up, and it was holding station level. There's not a crack on the plastic. There's nothing. One prop here got mangled on the way down. You can see where it's just ripped itself into a branch or something, and it's fine. I'm going to do an IMU calibration because it took a big bump, or several big bumps, as it came down. But structurally, it's absolutely fine. The camera is fine. The gimbal is fine. The shell is fine. One prop has gone. So a massive thumbs up to DJI for the construction yet again of their Phantom range. A massive thumbs up to Rotorpixel, because this thing will have definitely whacked on some branches as it came down, and it doesn't look like anything's wrong with it. And a massive thumbs down to me for allowing it to go into a tree again. How did it happen? I was using waypoints. And I didn't intend to use waypoints, so I hadn't cached a map. I kind of knew the area, but I wanted to just test, do a bit of range testing. So I kind of thought, well, I'll set a waypoint to right to the edge, extreme of the waypoint radius, and then I will set it off, and that means I'll be hands kind of free to have a look at my tablet. I was going to put it on the bigger screen there and see how we're going, and do a comparison with some previous little sorties I did on that session today. But what happened was it went out of control range unexpectedly. Possibly might have something to do with some of the testing I've been doing. And I had assumed that if you go out of control range, then in a waypoint mission, your aircraft would return to home. But it doesn't appear to, everybody. So here's a little heads up. If you lose control signal and you set a waypoint, you didn't expect it to reach the end of the waypoint, and that waypoint is a bit close to some trees, and you thought you'd given it enough clearance, you might not have given it enough clearance. And even if you lose control signal, it will carry on its waypoint mission, which is what I found. So I thought I'd got a good 20, 30 foot clearance over the trees with the waypoint height. I obviously didn't. Whether that's down to me really underestimating the height of the trees, or whether it's down to the general kind of NASA's ability to hold a height and what reference it was using, I don't know. But there you go. Just another quick one to say, if you do get stuck nearly 100 feet up in a tree, then, you know, there's a good chance if the wind happily blows it down for you, that you will survive more or less intact. I'm going to go now and clean all this leaf gunk off the front of the aircraft and finish off this, because that was a close call. Anyway, thanks for watching. More nonsense soon back here on the kitchen table. Bye.